Marcus had exactly $1,000 left in his bank account. Not savings, not an emergency fund. That was everything. 26 years old, living in a one-bedroom apartment in Charlotte, North Carolina, making $38,000 a year doing data entry at a logistics company. And every single month, he was ending up right back at zero. But here's the part that changed everything. Marcus didn't just try to save his way out. He decided to make that $1,000 work. And over the next 2.5 years, that $1,000 turned into $50,000. This is exactly how he did it. It started with a Friday night in January. Marcus is sitting at his kitchen table, laptop open, bank app on his phone. He'd done the math probably 50 times that month. After rent, his car payment, groceries, and his phone bill, he had almost nothing left. Some months he was overdrafting. He'd already cut Netflix. He was meal prepping every Sunday just to survive the week. He wasn't broke because he was irresponsible. He was broke because his income was just too small for the life he was trying to build. And deep down, he knew that. So Marcus started Googling, and not the generic stuff. He went deep. He found forums, Reddit threads, YouTube videos about side hustles that real people were actually doing, not get-rich-quick stuff, real, boring, repeatable work that paid. He landed on something that matched his skill set, data entry. He already did it 40 hours a week. Turns out, companies on Upwork were paying freelancers to do exactly that, $8 to $15 per hour to start. Not glamorous, but it was a start. Marcus made a profile that Sunday night. He didn't get a single response for the first 2 weeks. Here's what most people don't tell you about freelancing. The beginning is brutal. Marcus sent out over 30 proposals in those first 2 weeks. Crickets. He started wondering if this whole thing was a waste of time. He almost talked himself out of it. But then, on a Tuesday evening after work, he got a response. A small e-commerce company in Austin needed someone to clean up their product database. It was a 15-hour job. They offered him $9 an hour. He took it. $135. His first side hustle income. And something clicked in his brain that he hadn't felt in a long time. This money was different. He earned it outside of his regular job. It proved something to him that nobody could take away. He reinvested that money back into his Upwork profile, bought a better internet connection, and he kept going. By month 3, Marcus was pulling in an extra $400 a month from freelancing, part-time. After work hours and weekends. It wasn't easy. There were nights he was exhausted and still had client deadlines. But he kept his eyes on one number, $1,000 saved up again, then $2,000, then $5,000. But this is where the story gets more interesting and more dangerous. By month 5, Marcus had saved up about $3,000, and a guy he followed on YouTube started talking about drop shipping, selling products online without holding inventory, no upfront costs, just marketing. Marcus spent 2 weeks watching videos. He built a Shopify store selling home office accessories. This was late 2022. A lot of people were still working from home. The timing felt right. He put $800 into Facebook ads. Nothing. Not one sale in the first 10 days. He tweaked the ads. Another $200. A few sales trickled in, but after calculating the ad cost, the product cost, and Shopify fees, he was basically breaking even. 2 weeks later, his ad account got flagged and temporarily banned. Marcus had lost about $600 in that experiment. He sat with that loss for a few days, and then he did something smart. Instead of doubling down or panicking, he got honest with himself. He didn't understand paid advertising well enough. He had moved too fast. He'd seen someone else's success and assumed it would work the same way for him. That was a $500 lesson in self-awareness. So Marcus went back to what was working, freelancing. But this time, he upgraded his skills. He spent about 3 weeks learning basic Excel automation and Google Sheet scripting. Not a full programming course, just enough to do more advanced data work than the average freelancer. He watched free YouTube tutorials. He practiced on fake data sets he built himself. Then, he relisted on Upwork with a new angle, not just data entry, data organization, automation, and reporting for small businesses. He raised his rate from $9 an hour to $18. His response rate doubled within a month. By month 9, Marcus was making an extra $1,100 a month freelancing. He had a few regular clients. One of them was a real estate firm in Atlanta that needed weekly reporting, consistent, reliable, real money. He now had about $6,000 saved. Here's where Marcus made his most important decision. And most people at this point make the wrong one. Most people see a few $1,000s and start thinking about vacations, or a new car, or they get overconfident and dump it all into a single stock they heard about on social media. Marcus opened a Roth IRA, and he started putting money into a simple S&P 500 index fund every month. He wasn't trying to get rich overnight from investing. He understood that the market was a long game. $200 a month automatically invested. He barely thought about it, and he kept freelancing, and he kept stacking. By month 12, Marcus hit $10,000 in savings for the first time in his life. Let that sit for a second. 12 months earlier, he had $1,000. Now, he had 10, and he hadn't gotten a raise at his day job. He hadn't won anything. He hadn't gone viral. He just built a system and stuck to it. But here's the thing about having $10,000. It starts to open doors that were invisible before. Marcus had noticed something while doing data work for his clients. A lot of small business owners were completely overwhelmed by their data. They had spreadsheets everywhere, no reports, no dashboards. They didn't know their numbers, and they were paying people like Marcus to organize it manually, over and over again. What if he could sell them a solution? Not his time, an actual product. Marcus spent 2 months building a Google Sheets template bundle, a profit and loss tracker, an inventory management sheet, a simple client billing dashboard. He made them clean, professional, and easy to use. He tested them with 2 of his existing clients for free. They loved it. He listed the bundle on Gumroad for $47. His first week, he sold 3 copies, $141, from a product he made once. He put out a short video on YouTube explaining how to use one of the templates. He didn't have a following. He didn't have fancy equipment. He recorded it on his laptop using a free screen recorder. The video got 400 views in the first month. Then it got picked up in search. Small business owners were Googling exactly what his templates solved. By month 3 of selling the bundle, Marcus was making between $600 and $900 a month in passive sales. He updated the bundle, added 2 new templates, raised the price to $67. Now Marcus had 3 income streams running at the same time: his day job, his freelance clients, and his digital product sales. He started a simple YouTube channel to support the template business. Nothing elaborate, just screen-recorded tutorials and explainer videos about spreadsheets for small business owners. He posted twice a month. After 8 months, he had around 4,000 subscribers. Not huge, but it was building. And then YouTube started monetizing his channel. Small amounts at first, $60 a month, then $120, then pushing toward $300 as his view count grew. Every dollar from YouTube went straight into his Roth IRA, and a separate high-yield savings account he opened at Marcus had a real financial system now. By month 22, Marcus crossed $25,000 in total net worth. Savings, investments, and the valuation of his small digital product business combined. It wasn't all smooth. There were months where a client dropped him. One month where his Gumroad sales dropped 70% for no clear reason. A month where he got sick and couldn't freelance. There were real dips, real stress, real moments where he questioned whether any of this was working. But the system kept producing even when Marcus wasn't perfect. That was the whole point. Month 31. Marcus sat down and ran the numbers. Savings account, $14,000. Roth IRA and investments, $9,000. Monthly passive income from templates and YouTube, just under $1,100. Monthly freelance income, around $1,500. Day job, still there, still steady. He was close, and he knew it. The final push came when Marcus landed a larger consulting client. A mid-sized logistics company in Columbus, Ohio, needed someone to overhaul their entire operations reporting, a project that would have taken a big firm months. Marcus could do it faster and cheaper. He quoted them $7,500 for the project. They said yes. He delivered it in 6 weeks, his best work. That single project pushed him over $50,000 in total accumulated wealth for the first time in his life. 2.5 years, $1,000 to $50,000. Not from luck, not from crypto, not from some scheme someone was selling in a YouTube ad. From freelancing a skill he already had, from building a digital product that solved a real problem, from investing consistently and never touching it, from creating content that served an audience, and from treating every mistake like a tuition payment toward the next level. Marcus still lives in Charlotte. He still has his day job, though for not much longer. His freelance income now nearly matches his salary. His templates have sold over 2,000 copies. His YouTube channel just crossed 12,000 subscribers. He's not on a beach. He's not retired at 30, but for the first time in his adult life, he has options, real ones. And it all started with $1,000 and a Friday night decision to stop waiting for something to change on its own. The question isn't whether this path exists. It clearly does. The question is whether you're going to take it seriously, because the people who are building real money right now aren't smarter than you. They just started.